And today we're here at Central Park, 7 days after John Lennon met with a violent death. And we're listening in the background is Give Peace a Chance. And that's what they're trying to do today in remembering John Lennon. What we are going to do is we're going to take a break. We're all going to take a break. And we're going to think in our own way. Because beginning at 2 o'clock, momentarily, we'll have a 10-minute silent prayer in memory of John Lennon. That being the request of his late wife, Yoko Ono. Bruce Morrow, who is a very well-known personality in New York, affectionately known as Cousin Brucey, has joined us here this afternoon. And just for a moment, we don't have very much time, Bruce, but you remember the Beatles. I mean, you were instrumental in their happiness and their success here in New York City.
I never thought that we'd be coming to this place that started a lot of happiness for a lot of groups, and this is a very sad day, but there's something nice happening in New York. People are looking at each other with kindness, and maybe this will be it. Who knows? Who knows? The early days of the Beatles were very exciting days. And as far as I'm concerned, John Lennon, even though he left us, will leave us with an awful lot of very beautiful things for the rest of my life and the rest of your life, and maybe our children's life. Maybe through the beauty of John Lennon and his poetry, maybe we'll all learn a little bit.
When we were talking, Bruce, you kept saying one thing about John Lennon. He always asked the question, why? He wanted to know why this was all happening, didn't he?
Every time we were together, he'd always say, Cousin Brucey, why? And what he meant by that, he was such a lovely, sweet, gentle human being. You can never understand why there was so much fuss being made. He was from the working class. He was a poet like dozens of other poets, but he had that something extra. And I said, John, you have magic, and you're going to bring a lot of people together. Unfortunately, I never thought it would be bringing people together in this kind of style, in this manner. John Lennon was magic. He was gentle. He was aware. He was a wonderful individual. And what was so beautiful about him is he always said to me, Brucey, why? He never took things for granted. He didn't consider himself a superstar. He wasn't a superstar. There has to be a better word for John Lennon. A legend. Beautiful person.
How did he feel about living in New York? I spoke to someone who said that one of the reasons that he wanted to be here was because this is where rock and roll began, and he could perhaps even fantasize.
John Lennon loved rock and roll. John Lennon loved New York. John Lennon loved people all over the world. And I'll tell you something, John Lennon would have been as happy living in Bangkok or somewhere in India or in California or London. John Lennon was truly a man of the world. You know why? Because he loved people. He really cared. He was gentle.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you very much, Bruce Morrow. Let this speak for itself as we listen to about 150,000 people who have gathered here at Central Park. And now we will have 10 minutes of silent prayer to pray as Yoko Ono has asked for John Lennon's soul.
We have about 40 seconds before we begin our 10-minute vigil. We ask everyone's cooperation with respect to our great friend, John Lennon, who sure is with you all today. We ask for complete silence for this 10 minutes. Please get comfortable. Those who are sitting or standing, get into a comfortable position. Please turn off all radios. Please stop any sale or vending of any merchandise or any foods which may be out amongst you. Meditate in your quiet way. Stand still. And please give your utmost respect for these solemn last 10 minutes. We begin our vigil now, and at the conclusion, to terminate our vigil, we will begin our recorded John Lennon music. We start now. May we all pray. Thank you.